5. I was about to say good morning then, but it's not. It's 1 minute past 12 and it's good afternoon. And yes, it is Nadine. I've just got new hair again. So I've had my hair done. You probably haven't known me long enough, Jules, but I regularly get bored with my hair and change my hair all the time, different colour, different styles. So people that know me, this won't come as a surprise, but I feel like I've just updated some of my profile pictures on LinkedIn because I thought, oh crap, no one's going to recognise me. I've gone brown with colour, and I've not done that before. Okay, right. So, hello everybody, EBN TV. So we have in the studio today Lady Jules Wallace. This is obviously her official title, and that is how she is known within EBN. It's because Jules is a member in our Braintree group, and she's also a member in our Witham group as well. But in our Braintree group, we have a Jules who is a man. So we've got 2 Jules, which is really unusual because it's not a very common name, is it?
No.
And we've got 2 in one group. So
he does like to be called Lord Jules.
Well, I think yeah, Lord Jules and Lady Jules. I think it's perfect. Yeah, I think it works well. So yeah, we've got so Lady Jules is with us today, and we're just going to have a little chat with Lady Jules and get to know her and what she does and her gorgeous dogs. So what's this one called?
So this is Lexi. She is a miniature schnauzer and she's coming up for 7 years old now. She's the oldest of the 3 that I have.
Oh, are they related, the other ones, or are they just... No,
all from separate places. So I've got this one 7, one coming up for 6, and I've got one coming up for a year-old, a very young one.
Oh my God! Do they get on well together?
Really, really well, thankfully.
So what? So how come do you just have a real thing about this breed of dog?
Yeah, absolutely. Years ago, I worked for a construction company, and the guy that did the maintenance on site had a miniature schnauzer called Stanley, who used to come in the office and sit under my desk and nick my lunch. And I absolutely fell in love with him. And yeah, always determined to have one. And now I have the 3.
Now you've got 3.
Yeah.
You're just collecting dogs now.
Exactly that.
But they're so, like, I was adamant that we weren't going to get any more animals. And my daughter actually wrote me an A4 side, it's A4 piece of paper, both sides. She wrote me a letter about why she wanted a dog and all the positive benefits about having a dog. And I was like, well, I can't really say no. It's what I'm presented with. We got this little, she's little Frenchie, and within about 2 minutes, I was like, oh my God, I love her. Like my baby. She's my little princess, but she's technically my daughter's, but she spends quite a lot of time with me. And they're just so, I don't know, it's just such a special kind of love and relationship, isn't it, with your pets and your dogs.
Yeah, it doesn't matter how long you leave the room for, they're still pleased to see you when you come back.
Is that right? Very pleased. So when you're not having doggy cuddles, what do you get up to? What keeps you busy?
I like doing my gardening. My garden is my absolute haven. Love it. Oh
I do my garden then.
I also work part-time at Stansted Airport.
Oh, what do you do there?
I work with the engineering team.
Okay.
So I work on the help desk and I take all the calls and emails for all the faults across the airport in a 12-hour period.
Oh, wow.
And then, get those distributed and what have you to try and get things repaired as quickly as possible. So it's very, very full on.
Is there a lot of things going wrong all the time?
There are all sorts. I mean, it can be anything from a leaky tap to cracking the banding on the runways to
Oh, wow.
broken doors, obviously security issues, just whatever you can imagine, it will happen at the airport.
Oh, wow. This must be quite interesting though.
It can be, yeah, it can be. It's very much, it can be weather determinate.
Right.
So yesterday when we had the flash floods, I know then that I'm going to have some issues with leaking, heavy winds, with doors blowing about that shouldn't be blowing about. You know, the temperature's too hot. So obviously passengers are going to be too hot. So yeah, it's every day is different. And then obviously we have incidents that we deal with as they come in as well.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah.
Mm.
So I was going to say, I've been working there for over 14 years and part-time for the last 2 years now.
Wow. That's a long time.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting. So what else? So what else do you get up to then?
So the other side of things that I do since I've gone part-time is utility warehouse.
Okay.
And that fitted in really well. I went part-time due to ill health.
Okay.
So when I turned 41, I had a stroke and I never fully recovered. And I was diagnosed with fibromyalgia a few years later.
Okay.
And unfortunately, my health and fatigue, if you like, has one's decreased, one's increased. Get down.
Yeah.
So I found myself with some spare time and half my salary. And that was where utility warehouse came in.
Oh, wow.
And I just discovered this whole new world of freedom with earning money as and when I was well enough to do so.
Oh, so had you ever heard of it before that point?
I had heard of it briefly during my redeployment period, so the period where I was going down to part-time, but I wasn't quite there.
Yeah.
And it wasn't the right time for me. So when I got down to my part-time hours and I'd readjusted myself to the new circumstances, I looked into it again and signed myself up as a partner, and I've been doing it for coming up for 2 years now.
Oh, wow. Okay. So you can just do it as and when you have time, as and when you feel well enough, basically. Is that right?
Yeah, literally that. So every utility warehouse partner is their own boss.
Yeah.
There's no targets set for you. There's no goals set for you. You set your own targets and your own goals. Sorry, the boss scratching at the floor. Yeah, so you set your own targets, your own goals. Sorry.
That's all right.
She's scratching at the floor. And yeah, I work when I'm well enough. On days that I'm not feeling too well or I'm not completely with it, I can do my social media things. I can go out and meet people on better days.
Yeah.
Networking, which I absolutely love. I have to say, meeting other business owners like yourself.
Yes.
And so many others. I absolutely love that. But yeah, it's completely, it's entirely up to me how I work, when I work, what I do and how much I put into it. And it pays very, very well.
Okay, so you can earn the amount of money that you needed to top up the salary that you'd lost, basically.
Yeah. And not only that, with all of the customers that we sign up, we get a residual income. So we're getting paid over and over and over again for the work that we did once.
Okay.
So a real benefit. And that builds up. That's going to be part of my pension pot.
Yeah. And I've spoken with lots of UW partners, and they say exactly the same. Because as we're going through life, and the nearer we get to that kind of pension retirement age, the more we realise that that's just not going to cut it. So you have to kind of start thinking, don't you, of if you don't have a decent private pension or investments and things you through the state pension, if that's all you've got, it's gonna be difficult for a lot of people. So when I've spoken to other EW partners, and they've said that this is their pension, and it's a willable asset as well, isn't it? That you can actually pass down, which is huge, and is something that you wouldn't normally normally benefit from in a kind of similar sort of network marketing company. There just isn't these kind of benefits and rewards, is there really?
No. I mean, I did a huge amount of research before joining Utility Warehouse, and it was the best one that fitted my lifestyle. And as you said, with the residual and the willable asset, it's something that I can leave as a legacy to my children and grandchildren as well.
Yeah, definitely. So for anybody that's kind of in your sort of situation or is kind of looking for something where, you know, they maybe have ill health, they may be a carer for somebody, or they just need something where they can work from home, this would be perfect, wouldn't it? It would tick all the boxes.
100%. So we have an awful lot of carers, mums looking after children, and not currently working, or mums that are working part-time during, school hours, but it's not quite cutting it for them.
Yeah.
Part-time hours are not enough for them. So, I mean, if I'd have discovered this years ago, and I really wish I had done, for instance, the times when I was taking my children to football training and it was chucking it down, I could have been sat in the car whilst they're doing their training and working on my business and earning money and helping people, more importantly. As it stands now, it means that I can fit my business around medical appointments, around my family, and I fit it in completely in the little pockets of time that I have, completely to suit me. And if I'm having a day where I'm really not up to it, I don't do anything. I leave it and I rest myself, and I've got my permission, if you like. I give myself permission to rest as well.
Yeah, and that's very important. No matter what you're doing, giving yourself permission to, you know, take it easy if you need to. So, as a UW partner, if somebody is interested in kind of, you know, hearing more about this, what sort of things does somebody have to do? You know, how do you earn your money? What is it that you actually do?
So there are various ways of doing it, and there is full training provided. So I knew nothing about utilities when I joined this business, other than it was another damn bill that I had to find the money for every month.
Yep.
So there is training with the person that you sign up with, full support. There is online training. And the ways that I do it are through networking. So I built up the courage because I struggle with anxiety. As a result of my condition, and I go networking and I meet people and I promote their businesses, they promote my business. We tell each other what's happening in our daily lives and what's happening within our business. We have ways whereby people who are confident enough to do it, and I've done this myself, again, bit the bullet and gone out and posted neighbourhood letters and spoken to my neighbours and said, I'm here to help you. What can I do? And we're basically helping people save on the bills that they're already paying. So we're not selling anything. We don't charge anything to any of these people that we discuss their bills with. So it's not a sale as such. We're not selling. We're promoting the fact that you can save money. You can have more money in your pocket. Bills clinics is another thing that I've done, where I've set up time and space in perhaps a cafe or one of the voluntary organisations that I go to, and invite people to come in and have a chat.
Yeah.
It's all free and no obligation. Really, what have you got to lose?
Yeah, and I think that's, you know, everybody is feeling the pinch. You know, the whole cost of living. You know, I feel like every time I go to the supermarket, the things that I buy have gone up in price. You know, and it may be like 10-20p or something, but I notice it and I'm like, hang on a minute, last week that wasn't that price.
Yeah, and it all adds up, doesn't it?
It really does. It makes a massive difference.
Yeah.
And I think if we learn anything out of the whole COVID situation, is that nothing is forever and nothing is guaranteed, and actually having multiple streams of income and having a little something extra to fall back on if you need it is a really, really wise move. You know, so many people came unstuck, didn't they, you know, during that time, and lost jobs that they thought they were going to be in for life. And, you know, some people were hit really hard. So I think doing something like this is fantastic, because like you say, you're not selling. And I think that is the thing that a lot of people worry about, isn't it? Oh, I'm not a good salesperson, I can't sell anything. But as you say, you're not selling anything, you're just showing people that actually there's a way you can pay less money for all these things that you're shelling out for every month.
Yeah, precisely. And we have an app which has dozens of presentations on there, which does the work for you.
Oh, okay. So
we'll show a presentation. It will answer most questions.
Yeah.
It will show you how it works. So everything is there for you. It's a beautiful setup. It really is.
Yeah. So it's made easy for you.
100%. 100%.
Okay. And when you you know, what is the sort of, is there like an average that amount of money that people can earn? Is there kind of like a, I don't know, like a, I don't know, an average that, you know, maybe if you're doing it part-time and you're doing a little bit here and there, you know, what can people expect to earn? Is it like 20 quid, 40 quid?
So for each homeowner that we assist and we reduce their bills, dependent on the number of services that they take. So the more services they take, a bit like a meal deal, the more they save. So they bundle. And you can earn anything from £50 for one service up to £300 for 4 services. So that would be, for instance, energy, broadband, and a couple of mobile SIMs. My last customer that I did that for, I saved her £1,700 a year.
Wow.
And on top of that, with our cashback card, she's earning money every time she goes shopping, which also comes off her bills. And that's probably going to average about £250 a year.
Oh my God! So pretty much £2,000.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's not for everybody. It doesn't work. It does depend on the services that you take. So it can be less, it can be more. But that was a very significant one where I helped a family.
And then you get paid that 300 quid for doing that.
Yeah. And then later on down the line, as long as they remain customers with myself, I get residual income as well.
Wow. And how long did that take you, that process of having that conversation with that lady?
So it was a friend of my husband's, and we literally spoke for 5 or 10 minutes. We arranged a time when it was convenient for both of us, and the telephone call from start to finish, when I showed her the presentation and how she could save, to when she signed up, was 25 minutes.
25 minutes to earn £300?
Yeah.
See, that's it. That's insane, isn't it?
Yeah.
That's crazy. Wow. Okay.
Yeah. It sounds too good to be true, but actually it can happen.
Yeah, that's amazing. So you really can make a massive difference to your income with very little time investment, can't you?
Yeah.
And that's what we're all short of, isn't it? We're all busy, you know, and we think, oh, we haven't got time, but actually, I mean, I don't watch normal TV, but what's that, 25 minutes, an episode of EastEnders or Coronation Street? Is that how long? I don't know. I'm guessing. I used to watch things like that years and years ago, but they were about half an hour, aren't they? Those sorts of things.
Yeah,
so basically, you could miss an episode of your favourite TV programme and earn £300 instead. I think most people would jump at that chance.
Yeah, especially with catch-up TV these days.
I know, right? Okay. Wow, that's brilliant. So you didn't even have to see her face to face. You could sit at home.
Yeah.
And just do it over the phone. And wow, that's amazing.
Yeah. As I said, all the tools are there for us to do that. So we can do face-to-face if people prefer it, or we can do it over a Zoom where they're not even seeing us visually, they're seeing our presentation.
Yeah.
And we're talking them through it on the telephone and answering their questions.
Okay, brilliant. So it sounds amazing, and it's definitely something that I think people would benefit in looking at if they, are looking for a little extra money,
Mm.
or are looking for one of those, one of those rare kind of opportunities where you can work from home and in your own time.
Mm.
So if people want to have a chat with you and find out more, what is the best way for people to get hold of you?
So I obviously have email, julesuw@hotmail.com.
Yeah.
And I'm available on the telephone or WhatsApp on 07584 055 628. And I'm also on Facebook as Jules UW. Just drop me a message and I will pick it up and come back to you.
Fabulous. Thank you very much. Okay, so yes, if anything that Jules has said, anything we've talked about has piqued your interest, please get in touch with her. As you said, it's no obligation. Just have a chat, find out more. You've got nothing to lose by having a chat. It's not going to cost you any money, but it could actually be a really great move that you wish you'd have found out years ago, like Jules. So yeah, make sure you get in touch with her. And just before we wrap up, a little reminder of all our events that we've got coming up. So as I mentioned, Jules is a member of our Braintree group and of our Witham group. So Braintree meets on Wednesday. All the little ticker along the bottom of the screen has been flashing up all the events. So we've got Southend tomorrow, Tuesday, Wednesday, Braintree and Stowmarket. Thursday we have Grays and Colchester, and Friday we have Chelmsford. And then we've got another whole load of meetings the following week. So all of our events happen every other week. So Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, there's something happening somewhere, usually in 2 different places as well. So there's something for everybody. So if you have a little look at effectivebusinessnetwork.co.uk and fancy coming along to anything, just book yourself a ticket and you'll be very welcome to join us. And yeah, you might even meet Lady and Lord Jules if you come to Braintree. Okay, well, thank you very much, Jules. It's been lovely to chat with you, and get in touch with Jules to find